Several celebrities are still fear-mongering about what it means to live in Trump's America in 2025. And one of them is usual suspect, Whoopi Goldberg. On a recent episode of The View, she said that civilians living in Iran, a war zone, are experiencing the same thing that Black Americans live every day, including herself. I presume she means that includes her.
Yes.
An elite who lives in a gated community.
Well, we talked about this last night, too. We did talk about this on the after show on IRL. And the first thing I thought of was, remember when she said she was poor? She couldn't quit her job.
She's too poor to retire.
She's too poor to retire. But it's not. It's Whoopi Goldberg and it's others. Let's watch this clip first. I am going to warn you, this is a clip from The View. So if you have a low tolerance for cringe, you may want to, like...
hold your ears.
It's pretty bad.
It's slow.
But let's just remember, too, the Iranians literally throw gay people off of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Listen, here's the thing. Let's not do that, because if we start with that, we have been known in this country to tie gay folks to the car.
I don't even know what she's referring to.
I'm sorry. They used to just keep hanging Black people. So
it is not even the same. I couldn't step foot wearing this outfit.
Wait. That's not what you mean to say. It is the same.
No, it's not. The year 2025 in the United States is nothing like if I step foot wearing this outfit in Toronto.
Listen, I'm sorry.
I can't have my hair showing. I can't wear a skirt. I can't have my arms out.
I'm telling you, as a...
I literally said it was up to the Iranian people.
Yes,
it is up to them.
And that's why I am saying that it is the same. Murdering someone for their difference is not good, whoever does it. It's not good.
Everyone's like, yes, murder is bad. Yay! Yay, Whoopi said the obvious thing.
You weren't saying what I heard was not what you meant.
I think it's very different to live in the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're Black.
Not for everybody.
Unreal.
Oh my gosh.
Unreal.
The idiocy.
Let me tell you about being in this country. This is the greatest country in the world. But, yeah, I know that. I know that.
She's been a millionaire for most of her adult life.
Wait, I'm sorry. So you live in fear as a Black American of getting lynched in America. This is what she's saying.
But it's the greatest country on earth.
But it's the greatest country on earth.
Correct.
But it's also the same as living in Tehran.
Yep.
Okay, let's hear her out. I want to hear the rest of her argument.
All right, here we go.
Go ahead, Whoopi.
But every day, we are worried. Do we have to be worried about our kids? Are our kids going to get shot because they're running through somebody's neighborhood? These are...
What?
What
does that even mean?
Are not big deals, and I don't mean to say they're not big deals to you, because that's not what I meant.
And they are not doing well there either. They are not doing well in Iran. They are not educated. They cannot property. They cannot leave States.
I'm talking about here.
Nobody wants to diminish the very real problems we have in this country. That is no one's intent. But I think it's important we remember there are places much darker than this country and people who deserve rights.
Not everybody feels that way. Not everybody feels that way.
Doesn't matter how you feel. We're talking about reality.
That would make them wrong.
What?
It wouldn't matter if they feel that way. It would make them 110% provably wrong.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Should we continue?
I would like to.
Okay.
Actually, I would like to see where this is going.
Listen, I'm sorry. You know, when you think about the fact that we got the vote in 1965,
okay, they don't have free and fair elections in Iran. It's not even the same universe.
Okay, even that sounds like a weird type of upload into her brain to say free and fair as like trademark.
They can't go out of
Well, it's true.
You know, there's no way I can make you understand.
Let me try something. It's like try to reverse roles with a Black person in this country, let's say, because I think that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Just try to understand from their point of view. From that point of view, this country does not do them well. Does not go for them.
I completely
Oh, we got the white savior over here.
compare atrocities.
If you're talking about Iran, of course, is doing worse things. But relatively speaking, it feels bad.
Okay, but
It feels bad. It feels bad to live in this country. That's why I feel like I'm a victim.
That's so...
I'm like like I'm a civilian getting carpet bombed.
Well, what it is like also they live in this fantasy world where there's going to be a day where they're going to have no fears, no anxieties, no oppression, no imbalance of any sort, that the world will be perfect, every need will be met, and they will never have to be anything other than happy all the time, which is, of course, a fantasy. It's a utopia that doesn't actually exist. Also, she's conflating America 50, 60, 70 years ago with a country now and being intellectually dishonest by not acknowledging the difference.
Yeah, she's making believe that things are as bad today as they were 60, 70 years ago, which is, I mean, that's just a ridiculous assertion. There's like all the evidence points to the fact that things are significantly better in America for all people.
I mean, judged by the fact that she, a black woman, is allowed to make millions of dollars on a show like The View.
You know?
It's just hilarious because...
Or if we're going by Iranian standards, that all of them as women in general being allowed to be on The View and make millions of dollars.
And have their faces showing in public instead of a tiny slit for their eyes. Alyssa Farah Griffin is only on the View panel because she's supposed to be the conservative.
I believe,
she's the conservative punching bag, and she isn't even conservative. But she, I think, worked for the Trump administration, the first Trump administration.
They always get a woman to be the quote-unquote conservative, but she's never, ever the conservative. Anna Navarro was supposed to be the conservative with The View, right?
Yes.
She's on The View?
I don't know if Anna Navarro is on there anymore, but Alyssa Farah Griffin is supposed to be the conservative punching bag. And before her, Meghan McCain was the conservative punching bag.
Yeah, the conservative punching bag, but these people are hardly very conservative. They're about as, you know.
The View was also envisioned to be like this diversity of thought between different women from different walks of life. You know, a mom, a single working woman, conservative woman, liberal woman, like every different
they all
perspective.
Just happen to agree.
And somehow it turned into this.
No, the problem I think is that conventional news requires some type of heavy editorialization, meaning that there has to be a story, someone has to be right, and there has to be a through line all the way to the end. So even if you bring in 4 people with disparate perspectives, the clipping is only going to go one way. Only one of those clips is going to go viral. Only one of those viewpoints is really going to be shared. They still need some type of story through line for the audience to go with. In this case, it's Whoopi Goldberg and the seal clapping and her strange pauses.
Murder is bad. Thank you for finally pointing out that murder is bad.
See what I picture is happening whenever they pause like that is they're waiting for the lady at home who's vacuuming to turn off her vacuum to listen closer and then pick back up.
Or it's getting played in airports or something. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I think this is just what's going to happen anytime you put women in a room. Whether or not cameras are rolling, women together in a room having a discussion about anything other than themselves, it's going to turn into feelings over reality.
But it isn't just Whoopi Goldberg. It was also Billy Porter.
On a similar note, Billy Porter was recently interviewed about his upcoming play called This Bitter Earth. He actually wrote it a decade ago. During the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement, and it follows 3 years in the relationship of a gay black man and his white boyfriend who clash over BLM and its goals as the white boyfriend goes full activist and the black star remains ambivalent over it all.
I actually enjoy that because that's how Hollywood have written this 10 years ago. 20 years ago. They would have done it in a way that was at least subversive in some sense, where it doesn't fall directly on racial tropes.
I still think, even though there are plenty of clueless, ignorant white activists in the BLM movement, there are just as many ignorant black activists in the Black Lives Matter movement. It's not exactly accurate to reality. But Billy Porter is doing another showing of his play. He's directing it at the London Soho Theatre, and that's why he was talking about how it's just as meaningful today as it was 10 years ago.
Well, it's pretty much the same thing now here in America as it was in Nazi Germany.
He compared it to Cabaret, which I haven't seen, but to my understanding, it's centered around Weimar Germany. And he claims that the outdated references to BLM in This Bitter Earth are still apropos because America is now just like Nazi Germany.
Just like it.
Pretty much the same thing.
He said that that was a written response to Nazi Germany, and it lived in that space for 60 years as a history piece, looking back on something that we have had moved through. And now we're doing it, and America is Nazi Germany. It's not going to be Nazi Germany. It's not becoming Nazi Germany. It's not fear of becoming Nazi Germany. It is Nazi Germany right now, and the Jews are black people.
Yeah.
Really, bro? And this guy, his claim to fame, literally, is wearing a tuxedo gown at the 2019 Oscars to subvert gender roles.
Billy Porter was the one in the movie.
So we know who we're talking about here.
Billy Porter was the one with Camila Cabello in, what was that princess movie? It wasn't Beauty and the Beast.
Cinderella, the Cinderella remake.
It was like the made-for-TV Cinderella.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yes,
That's
he was
all
in
I know
that.
Billy Porter from.
But yeah, he says he
I know
originated.
from the picture that you just put up there.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
He originated the play in 2014 when he was tasked with coming up a story about what it's like to move in the United States in a black body, with black capitalized.
Well,
by the way.
They talk about that. That's activist language.
Yeah,
black
very
and brown
much
bodies.
The activists share a vocabulary with us,
Folks.
but they do not share
Folks with an X.
a
Yeah.
dictionary.
Yeah.
They don't share the same meaning.
During the heyday of the BLM movement, he claims he was afraid to move around in public in the U.S. I was thinking a lot more about where I'm going and how I'm getting there than I ever had before. I actually think it's quite a lovely luxury to not have to think about your body in spaces. It's always spaces and bodies, isn't it?
We got a 20 from Grunmeister over on Rumble. Says, for the love of God, will somebody please tell Whoopi to shut the F up for the rest of time?
No, someone will not. In fact, they'll pay her millions of dollars not to shut up.
I mean, selfishly speaking, shows like this benefit when stupid people say stupid things. And I will admit, I have a soft spot for Whoopi because she's kind of like a broken clock. She'll get things right once, maybe twice a day, but it's not even that often.
Like what?
I've
never heard her be correct about literally anything.
I have literally nothing in my brain right now, but there have been more than one time where I've been scrolling X or something, and I'm like, okay, it's like,
what? Just because she's a boomer?
She shared something rational. She shared a rational perspective. Maybe I'll do a deep dive one day and look at Whoopi's hit rate of like bad takes versus good takes.
You're gonna need to.
That could take a lifetime.
It could.
Actually. He said his goal of writing this play was, wouldn't it be nice if in a couple of years this was no longer an issue, that black bodies were revered, that black bodies were sacred. And so actually maybe you don't need the play anymore,
but
right?
The thing is nobody is sacred in society. Not really. Like, everybody runs risk all the time. This is purely activist language.
You probably feel like you're in danger all the time because you live in LA, not because you're black. You should actually be thinking about how your body is moving in spaces if you live in LA.
Did you see the video of like the No Kings protesters in LA like walking over the homeless drug addicts to like say No Kings?
I did not.
Yeah.
But that's so poetic.
Yes. They're like stepping over them as they shout down Trump, ruining their lives as they live through like the homeless hellhole that Gavin Newsom created.
It's so just beyond parody. But I mean, these people are a laughing stock now. So there's a silver lining in all of it, a white pill.
And look, these The View had like an uptick in viewership after the election. I don't know what their ratings are like now, but it stays on the air for a reason.
I mean, Trump being in office is great for business for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're not going anywhere.
Think of every segment as like some stay-at-home mom being indoctrinated. Like your aunt that hates you on like that ends up hating you at the dinner table at Christmas and Thanksgiving. It's what's going on here.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.